Alright, what's up guys? We are back here playing some Danganronpa. We're back and I'm so excited. It's literally been... How long has it been since I fucking played this game? It's been literally 4 weeks since I played this game again. It's so amazing. It's so crazy. Okay, so... Alright, let's start it up. Last thing I remember is that what we did is Sakura died and we were just about to do the the thingy, the actual like this. We were just about to go into here. All right, so let's just fucking do this. Whew. Look how much people are in this room. There's 6 people in this room now. God, that's so crazy to think about. I just spat on my monitor. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist! Or, ooh. However you say that. A locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the... Oh, I recently discovered the power of emoticonics. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. Hex. I mean, you're not wrong. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in the sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends?
What?
It's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait!
Now then,
Wait!
please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. What? The hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. You act so casual after murdering someone.
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered... I'm sorry, guys. The one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. That person is here. That person is one of us. Let's go. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our still prison in total silence. We watched the door close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sound. It felt lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. Doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
This is kind of...
That's so few. You must be so lonely. Say that like it's not your fault. We're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will the school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we really ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a daily defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yes, I would love to save. I'm so excited. This is great. Alright. Truth bullets. Okay, so, because I need to kind of refamiliarize myself with this. She was dead, right? There is evidence of a strong blow to the head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting. The blood! She was poisoned. A chair has been jammed against the door in the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It's believed that this creates a locked room. The Sakura was found dead, seated in the seat, slumped forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there's no energy or indication as to why she would vomit blood. A bloodstain was found in front of the magazine shelf. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There is currently no explanation for how a bloodstain could have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. There were pieces of red glass shattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and the bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards had come from the bottle. Monokuma finger was found lying on the floor. It would have been roughly in the palm of your hand. There are a number of red bottles on the shelves in the rec room. Inside each shard is Monokuma finger. Additionally, these seem to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that was broken to get into the room were found both around and underneath the container. Someone dropped the container after they went in. A fresh handprint was found inside the rec's room's open locker. Since the locker door was open before they opened the locked room, there is no way someone was hiding there whenever they arrived. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Baka, and Yoshiri, asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each of the person's door. Byakuya confirmed that he received Sakura's notes, but also claimed that he never went to see her, and in fact had not seen her at all that day. Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also claimed that she never went to see her. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yushiro's pocket. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. Yellow powder was found on the steps of Sakura's boot. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. No blood was found on either of her hands. All the Monokuma bottles appear to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against the intact bottles, the shards were found to be heavier, which means that there were 2. On the magazine shelf, 1 magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood, and assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. On the shelf in the chem lab, Section A contains supplements, Section B contains rigorids, and Section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled as Section C had been placed in Section A on the shelf. There was a Balkan bottle in the front of the chem lab shelf, which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled after the incident took place. Someone had left footprints in the powder spilled in the chem lab. These footprints appear to be only near the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can be assumed that the suspect only had business in that area. Alright, cool. I think I have another skill, don't I? Didn't I get another skill besides melodic voice? I did. Increase bullet capacity, effective during green. Oh, cost 4. I have plenty of fucking. I like how I'm so far in the game and I have gotten no skills. This just shows how bad I am at playing this game. Anyways, so we have another skill. So that's good.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sak is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Ina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Make your arguments. Let's fucking do this shit. I always accounts. I always count.
It was one of you. One
How do I
of
play?
you
Okay,
killed
that's how-
Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
I think that was the thing that was his face said. Some concrete reason why Hina suspects the three. Specifically, I'm sure she's mentioned it before.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is
Right.
that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
You can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Pocket trash. Okay.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Right.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
That's wrong, because
No,
you had
that's wrong.
a little candy in your pocket.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is because Sakura loved candy too much to share. Hiro got the candy from Hina when Sakura got the candy.
I got it!
Sakura didn't get the candy until
I'm
after.
not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
Jesus Christ, Hiro.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Proof? What are you
Talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message!
And what would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh, hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf, right?
I got it!
It was on the magazine shelf, yes.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. I fucking love the music in this game. Magazine dying message, okay. I feel like this one's gonna be an easy
I can tell
one.
you exactly when I found the dying message.
Okay, so that's how you do that.
When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Yes,
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
that's true.
When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Okay, so it's probably his first statement then. Said he saw the dying message from the first round of the body, but at that time, when
I can tell you exactly when I
Yes.
found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
That's wrong. Okay.
Shoot!
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message.
The dying
When Ogre's
message.
body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
That's
I
true.
found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Wait. Okay, so it's. Oh wait.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Okay, I think I know.
I can tell you when I found the dying message.
But this
It
is
was
all
only
true.
After the investigation had begun.
Yes.
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, because it was on the magazine shelf. You were nowhere near the magazine shelf.
I can tell
Alright,
you
cool.
exactly when I found the
I know what I did
dying
wrong.
message.
Let.
When Ogre's body was discovered.
Haha.
That's wrong!
No, that's wrong. I feel like this one's a pretty
When
easy one to.
Sakura's body was
okay.
found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Gah!
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Right.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt, huh? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Oh fuck, we're doing this shit again. I forgot to play this.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof.
Ah!
I'm at least 30% right.
Fuck!
The occult is
I hate this
bullcrap.
goddamn thing.
Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is
Ah! I'm so bad at doing these. I have no good in. Ah!
bullcrap. bullcrap! Give it a rest!
Fuck! God damn it. I hate these, I hate these, I hate these. I gotta keep up with the tempo. Oh yeah, I forgot that that's the thing. They all choose me.
Is this real?
Give another shot. Yeah, of course.
I refuse to give up yet.
Can't give up now. Fuck! A moment of truth. I hate these, I hate these, I hate these. Okay. Just gotta focus.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Oh, yes.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I had to focus on that one because I'm really bad at those ones. I'm really bad at those.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
This cannot be real. You're admitting to killing me.
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people as well. Okay. You like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
That's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the
But
worst!
he didn't kill her.
I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura.
Jesus
We're
Christ.
ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
Hold on
No,
a second.
I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain, and until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Yeah. He put the magazine on the desk. Why he didn't use Sakura's finger? Why he picked Toko? Why the magazine was hidden?
I got it!
That, yeah.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Huh?
By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying. He's gotta be lying.
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then,
Who
who
was
was
it?
it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Been Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right?
What?
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is
Yeah.
he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it. Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So... what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but...
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the killer, and I have proof of that. Because she died of poison. She didn't die of getting hit in the head. Died of poison. Examination status. Status of Sakura's body. Yellow powder.
I didn't want to, but I did
Yellow
it.
powder.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before
Yes.
she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Oh!
After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer.
I know what it is. 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 Okay.
I didn't want to, but I did.
Sakura was hit
Grabbed a
twice on the
Monokuma
head.
bottle from the
He
shelf
said he hit it
nearby,
once.
And I hit Ogre from behind before
Great,
she
that's
could do anything.
correct. Congratulations.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Wait a minute. Oh, is there something weird?
Shoot!
Oh, it's probably the other one then. The
I
examination
didn't want
status.
to, but I did it.
That makes more
Grabbed
sense
a
actually. now that I
Monokuma
think about
bottle
it.
from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind.
Oh,
before she
did
could
not mean to do that.
anything.
What the hell?
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No, that's not.
Sorry.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Huh? 2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
There's 2 of them were
Hold
broken.
on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
Yes. Get with the program,
It's
Toko.
not just because of her
Toko
head
killed her,
wounds.
didn't he?
It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
Those 2 of them are missing.
Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were six
Bottles in total.
Meaning,
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
that's easy. Look at what the bottles all had in common. It should become clear.
Question between the Monkumas and color. That connection must be the object that the Monkuma finger inside each bottle was holding. There were chess pieces. There are 6 chess pieces. Ah, fucker. So chess pieces. C. It does C. H. A. C H E. S. I need another S. H E S P. P I E C E. Chess piece.
Now I understand. That's it. The chess pieces.
Yep.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight.
The knight,
if I
yes.
remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In
The
chess,
queen is
there are
missing.
6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
The bottle that was missing. It was
I
broken.
got it! The bottle must have been broken,
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
Single broken bottle on the evidence is that Kyoko and I figured it out before because we measured them. Because we're psychopaths and we decided to measure them. Where's that at?
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment.
Yes.
Compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by some bowling artificians Sakura's second
I
attacker.
got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but
Should I, would that be a good thumbnail? I'm gonna fucking, cause I haven't gotten a thumbnail for this yet, so.
there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just
The kind of guy I am.
I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
But you're so tired of
Right
this
after
shit.
I got Ogre's note, I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
Did.
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Oh, right.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element has been added to the dual. Are you fucking serious? Another one? Absolutely. So far, you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during your final strike, without a second thought. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the Q key or use the mouse wheel, which I'll probably use the mouse wheel. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go, you. Halfway through the game? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What the fuck? I thought I was like towards the end of the game. I didn't think I was halfway through the game. Jesus Christ. Well then, good luck and have fun. Holy crap. So, I guess the last part of the game is just going to be us not really killing anyone. It's just going to be us like trying to figure shit out. That's so weird. Oh, Jesus. Moment of truth. Alright, let's do this shit again. I hate doing this, but we're fucking doing it.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Oh, fuck.
No, no, no!
Oh, fuck.
That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie!
Sorry about talking through this. This requires a lot of my attention.
That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Final strike. Glass shattered on the floor. Locker room handprint. Okay.
Prove it.
Yeah, the handprint was very fresh.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear it
Yeah.
Yeah!
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
My throat. God, fuck. I like her. She is immediately like, tell us the truth. She's like, okay, all right, fine.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Wait, What do you mean, probably?
Give us the details, Toko.
What
What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
Yeah, love fuck. Byakuya just like.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on, so I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around,
She just hit her again.
there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Alright, you mean.
Guess who's back?
Haha!
It
Just
was
had to-
your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories, so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see.
The scary.
Everywhere! I was not prepared for that.
Okay, actually, this is a better, yes. Thumbnail.
And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre.
So that's good. So that's good. Keep talking like that and he is gonna.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hero on that
wrong?
one.
Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why
Because
not
of
yet?
the whole poison
Think there was
situation.
something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd.
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
Wasn't.
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... I don't know who killed Sakura. I think it might be Toko, but I also think it might be... I don't know. Kyoko's examination status of Sakura's body, yellow powder. Kyoko's examination...
I was just
Oh, the
sleeping
blood!
peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me.
She didn't have
I
any blood on
remember
her
waking up
face.
right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the monochroma
Covered in blood,
bottle?
that was the thing I needed to click on.
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Wait.
I was just sleeping peacefully,
It's the second thing,
and all
the
of a
next to
sudden,
the shelf.
Sakura was right there in You're waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood.
He was indeed
So
covered in
you
blood.
smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed your goodies!
I smashed your
And
goodies,
where did the
fuck.
attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that
So,
I think.
you finally noticed.
Okay, hold on. I think what happened is that she woke up. She got fucking hit in the head, right? She woke up and she's perfect. She's okay because she's a strong girl. And then she goes over because she notices Toko just fucking collapse. She's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And then she gets hit again, and she probably wakes up a little bit after. She's like, "Fuck this shit," and then she ends up killing herself or something. I feel like that may be like the anticlimactic thing we're going for, or something like that. I don't know. There's poison somewhere, so I don't know what happened.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think
Yeah.
the same way.
Because there's a lot of blood near the thingy. Because of the blood that was in front of them. Magazine bloodstain. Presented.
I got
To
it!
king!
Sakura was definitely
I got a
attacked in
mosquito
front of
bite
the
on my
shelf.
fucking toe and it sucks.
The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she
Jesus.
was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything
Yeah,
heavier
I was
than
gonna
my own
say.
scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
No.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No.
No.
I don't think that's possible.
There's no way Toko was hiding in the locker because it was open. The locker was too small. I saw it for myself. I was in the locker.
I got
The
it!
locker door was open.
Even before
was
we
in
opened
the
the
locker
door to the
hiding.
rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then. Where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
Build
that's
yourself.
because you're overlooking vital information.
Could it really be missing something so important? Is there another possible explanation? Maybe it's she killed herself, didn't she? Didn't she? Oh man. Yellow powder. Well, I mean, it's probably the yellow powder because obviously that's pretty important.
What was it that killed Ogre?
It was
It
poison.
wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack. Then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
What?
Shoot!
Ah! I messed that one
What
up. Gee.
was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's
What
attack...
is even in the Monokuma file? Hold up. Wait. Can I like open up the Monokuma file real quick? Right.
Then what
Okay, never
was
mind.
it?
I remember. It was just telling the shot of the
There's
head.
no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Okay. If there's one place I might find a clue, it would have been written in there. Okay, Monokuma file.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
I missed it!
Dead set up
Fuck!
me, huh?
Oh, I missed it. I'm
What
such a
was it that killed
fucking...
Ogre?
God.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
I missed it. I cannot believe I missed it.
There's no other possible
Christ.
cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. You imbecile.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact,
Right, it did
there
say
was
that.
even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited,
Vomited blood.
Not
Right.
to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely,
To poison.
Sakura was poisoned.
She was poisoned!
Poisoned?
Ah!
Right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She
Oh,
was
Jesus,
poisoned?
baby.
It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course.
Yes,
If you don't mind.
of course.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C,
A variety of lethal
chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Bottle of poison Dracula showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements, I'm sure. It was Section A.
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Did I redo it? Couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison into his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison!
He
We need to make him
didn't.
spit it out!
He didn't.
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Yoga took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. He touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Oh, fuck. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein honey, which would mean that, conversely, the poison must have been in... protein shake. Hey! Okay, protein. Protein drink! Pro, PR. R-O-T. T-E... Okay. By the way, I'm really bad at spelling. I don't know if I said this before. Fuck. E... Ink. And we need to know. Drink. Protein drink.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can.
Yep.
If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Oh god. Something at the scene. It was the drink, yeah.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
Did Iowi kill her?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
Couldn't have.
No? I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
Yeah.
What was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Footprints. Jeff, the footprints.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Oh no.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep, I did it. I killed Sakura.
Oh no.
Just as I suspected.
Oh no.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers are... Makoto, I wear sneakers?
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I'm actually upset.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true?
fuck.
Did you really kill Sakura?
I was certain that Hina
And
made
if
it to
you
the end of the
did-
game.
Why? Why would you do that?
What the fuck? Dude, oh my god. Like, I vaguely remember whenever I saw someone play this game way back. I vaguely remember she made it to the end of the game. I remember her, Byakuya. I was certain them both were certainly made it to the end of the game. I was 100% sure on that. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait.
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink, but when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
what? That doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't notice?
Okay. So Sakura did kill herself. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
just how it was.
Right.
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is... There's nobody else to suspect.
Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
If that's true. The footprints.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until...
We figure it out. I uncover the full truth of this case. Alright, cool. Footprints in the powder. That's probably what it is.
First, I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Right.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C
To section A.
The
No,
footprints.
it's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
What?
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
He was in a hurry. I was just nervous. I didn't notice the footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to section A. So you never went to section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Damn, put Byakuya in his place. Fuck you, bitch boy.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
What do I have to do? Byakuya is so upset.
If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of glass, blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something this same shade of blue, the rec room window.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, it should have been
I got it!
in section A of the shelf.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf
Oh
in
my
the chem
God!
lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room.
Oh.
It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked, but how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right.
She killed herself.
We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here.
Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
I like how pissed off he is about it. He's not the killer. 100% no, he's not the killer. But I like how pissed off he is about this, about not being able to figure stuff out. The reason why the can is there because the evidence, there's proof there because there's glass underneath it. Blah 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 blah. Glass underneath the bottle. I fucking love this game. God, I love this game. God, I love this game. Empty protein can? Yeah, empty protein can. I think that's fine.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
Right.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible! It had to have been in there the whole time!
Fuck. God damn
It
it.
had to be! It was in there before the rec room was unlocked!
Do I click on that? Okay, right.
No, that's wrong.
No, Bianca, you fool!
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course! It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result,
Why did Hina want to hide the fact that Sakura killed herself then?
the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
if that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do
No.
you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room had to have been Sakura, right?
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now, I have to hit Hina with that. I have to make her accept it. Yup, with the instep. The poison on the instep. We've done 3 of these in this 1-1. Fucking hell.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong!
I'm getting better at
I
this.
hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it. Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked door. There's only one way to explain it.
Here's my answer.
Sakura killed herself.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, Sakura wanted to create the locker room. When Akuma forced her into the locker room, Byakuya created the locker room secret.
I got it!
Sakura closed the lock.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything. And Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Yeah. Go get them. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. And shaking legs, Hina left the room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
Got everyone. Okay. Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed, I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. You have to end this properly.
Okay. Alright, so, why is his face so fucking ugly? Alright, after the dragon click. So, okay. So Act 1, she plays, and they all got it. Alright. Act 2, she hid them in the locker. Instance, got a piece of candy. Oh, and then he smashed her over the head. Okay, fuck. My brain isn't working for some reason. Okay. At this point, picks up the bottle, smashes over the head with it. So, which one is that? This is the rook one, so it's... That's not the rook one, though. That's the rook one. So rook was broken, the thingies, and then he wrote into the Toko, then he ran away. She came out of the out of there, saw that, and she put it there, and then she what happened then? Oh, it's upside down. Right. Magazine's upside down. She goes to there, she saw her, she got up, got the other bottle with the queen, smashed her over the head with it, picked up as much of it as she can, and just fucking dipped. After she got up, she got the poison, you drink it. Went in, she noticed the poison, she picked it up. She left, got the chemical out of here.
Here's
Boom.
exactly
Perfect.
what happened.
Ooh.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
You want candy?
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name.
Okay.
Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear...
Get out.
She jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake.
It was upside down.
Put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death?
Poison.
It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
Was Hina.
was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated.
Oh, I'm the lucky one.
That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Oh. Hey, see, I gotta see! Fuck, I think that was whenever I fucked up.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
So there's no scene that'll get me copyright striked on this one now. Or copyright claimed, not copyright strike. Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire...
Okay, we're done here.
What did
Oh.
you say?
That's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Chino, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because... That's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean... You were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
What?
For serious? That's...
What is
I
this?
still don't understand, then let me explain. You realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... Found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note. Thinking back, should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this, it's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me?
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive
my closest
this.
friend got hurt. Sakura, because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. Thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them.
Huh?
You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gain up on you at once, even you...
Hina,
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
they're friends.
Oh, Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. You just talked to her. You would have understood she was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings. Then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Huh?
Or what happened to you?
Hina.
Came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. God, I always fucking cry at these goddamn killing scenes. I need to fucking pull myself together, god damn it. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
Fever?
Some protein.
I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to... Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to grab the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. That's when I realized. Saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. but by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura,
Please!
let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had a weakness, just like any other person. She just got cuts. She bled. Someone hurt her. She felt it. That's a weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. You know, we killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner, and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. That's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out in the end. I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just talking too long. Long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note means.
What are you saying?
Of course, I know what she was thinking. It was her and me.
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
Suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad!
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true!
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
You lied to me? Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit. I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles as face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little...
Damn it!
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. I did? Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. We were the ones jerking each other around.
Phew.
Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And screen cut. So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna
I'm
do?
glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it, using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey! Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on!
Isn't it just so uncomfortable killing yourself? It's just so final, you know? Unfortunate. You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed!
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
See, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness, and because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the Mastermind nor I expected was the first incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The Mastermind told me to hold off to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fighting with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart and my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the Mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why, Sakura.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
Have the obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill the obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
The Mastermind demands that I kill someone, and that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my family, or in my life.
Huh?
Then, Sakura, feel cornered. Didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, protect us.
Correct.
Didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. Chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is a path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. You can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. Can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
I didn't understand how she felt, not at all. I thought we were close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all of her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other. But you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? No one here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Kina with that fake suicide note. Plus, Soker's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Hmm? Guess she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. Friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her, and I can't blame her, and nobody can blame Hina either.
Ooh-hoo.
Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we needed to destroy, you, nobody else.
What? What do
The
you
heck?
want?
It's not how this is supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, you are sure about that. This killing game is competition between all of you, remember? Is a competition between all of you, remember? Your enemy is each other. It's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. That's why I'm bowing out of the game. Bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Huh?
Naturally.
Sucker and Hira were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost the sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? Now, I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear now.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentiments, if that's what you're thinking. Whatever master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death has no meaning? How boring. Nothing good can come of this. Still going to be the one having the fun time.
what the heck?
Fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish
It's the
you guys?
moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh heavens no, just because the Blacken is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you I'm very particular about the bare times one rule?
Listen up.
But I spend so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. Special guest?
Let's give it
Let's-
everything we've got. It's punishment time.
So I'm still gonna get copyright claimed for this. Damn it. Oh no! Excavatory destroyer. Fuck. Huh. That's depressing. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk. That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, boiled, give me a break. The color and the smell of the succulence. Grilled is where it's at.
So,
Huh? I don't know. I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay.
Gonna
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I wouldn't be afraid. Hugo's words raced through my head, heart, and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. Dare you, that was my friend. Dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
We're friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a base basketball? What the hell up? It wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed them. Is this what you call animalism? Where a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, I got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
You finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally. No, I knew about him from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze the data. I knew exactly how it was going to play out from the big start. What?
What are you
You
thinking?
knew and you were still cocky enough to let us take a plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was... I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward, in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. The Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a billion times better.
very
Experiencing a
nice.
meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everyone who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that,
Uh-huh.
I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left to Sakura's note.
Huh?
Huh. I have your attention. Okay then, here we go.
Hell.
Prepare your ears for the duet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina, there's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mysteries of the school. What? Clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the headmaster off and on the whole time. I've been here and so I've learned one thing, which is the headmaster has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been heap deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tremble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys.
That's the whole point, stupid, is to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's notes. Like I'd ever let any of you grease balls have it.
Huh?
But
Too bad.
sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the notes. Let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lie down and die. I will fight you, bastard, no matter what. That's seriously it. Huh, wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? Won't lie down and die, she'll fight you. Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well,
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try and get some rest, you know. Maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach the school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. Mastermind did something to us. Yoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What do you know? What did you do? What did you do to my body?
who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Mastermind did something to our bodies. What are we saying the Mastermind did? What did the Mastermind do to us? I mean, if the Mastermind planted a bomb in us or something? If we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off, the bomb explodes. I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. Can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo,
So the class trial was over, Monokuma's gone.
but
So now what do we do?
Yes.
No sister, other than to head back up.
um.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's get out of here. Cat! But I you must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat. Where are you? Hold up, I'll be back, The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. Talking about Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? Make that the last one. I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then my eye. Then I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? She just captured his flag?
No, 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 no!
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and the master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right. I called you a sleazeball because you are a sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish. More bidding sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, no, no,
Hey,
no!
stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse given. Take me. Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. So there's 6 of us left, right? And so Sakura's class trial came to an end. We returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night stuck on us. Alright. Ding dong, ding dong.
This is a school, and as such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight.
And don't let the bed bugs bite. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep, but the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Yeah. Up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazing half-conscious. My eyelids were left lead. Were like lead.
Kyoko?
yes, it's me.
She's in my bed! Okay.
Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. Alright, I think that should be where we end this. How do I open up the... There you go. I know I should wait for the, you know, section where it's all like, this section is over type of thing, but I am hungry. I am very hungry. So, yes. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you guys comment, rate, subscribe, all that cool stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I would definitely record more later, but right now this has been 2 hours of me recording, so peace.